everyone, welcome to the first of its kind episode of TFE. And on this episode, we'll be sharing our own experiences of what it's like to buy in Ireland. I'm here with my friends, Seun and Ola. Amazing. And we thought we would share this episode from just our unique experience of buying in Ireland. Now we understand that many people have done content around this, but we also have a unique flair to how we were able to buy, the resources that were handy for us, why we decided to buy, and all the information in between. So if you're interested in this, stay tuned. Before we get right into it, let's meet my friends. Seun, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name is Seun. I've been in Ireland for almost 6 years now. And yeah, I think that's so much about me. I love it here so far. Been good. Yeah.
He's very troublesome. Don't mind this calm demeanor, but Ola.
Hello everybody, my name is Olayinka and my friend in Ireland call me Ola, but every other person they can call me Olayinka. Please, no Yinka, no Yinkos. There's only one set of people that can call me Yinka because I'm like my family members because they're used to it. But every other person that I have
we're not
control
family.
over, I can call, like, you can call me Ola or Olayinka. I've been in Ireland for 2 years and 10 months now, and I work in finance. I used to work in sales, and I work in finance. It's been amazing being in Ireland, especially with my friends, with my community. It's mostly about the friends and community.
Amazing. And as you know, I'm Funmito, the marketing professional. And yes, I've also been in Ireland for 2 years and 10 months. And Olayinka actually was my first flatmate in Ireland. And this guy actually linked us up together. So
you're welcome.
So I think we can get straight into the agenda. First off, why is buying in Ireland even a thing? Why did you consider it?
Because I had too much money. I didn't know what to do.
Love it.
LOL.
Too much money, don't know how to spend it.
But on a more serious note, it was a combination of different things. It should be about 3 years of being in the country. I did my master's here and then started working. So 2 years, almost 2 years into working, I started doing some calculation and I was like, the rent we were paying at the time, if we continued paying that for another 5 years, that would amount to roughly 125k, and that sounded like a lot that could be in my head, like contributed towards equity in a home here in Ireland. That was one of the major reasons where just converting rent into a mortgage, but then mortgage is equity in my own property, So that was the main reason.
Amazing, thank you. People usually talk about like the Irish market not being like the easiest to dabble into, and it's tough. Should you even be buying here? And all of that. Do you think there is any peculiarity about like specifically the Irish market, or it's just a mindset?
About the Irish market, I think I would look at the house prices when I first came to Ireland compared to at the point when I bought, and even right now. So I remember that our friend, Thierry, he bought his house, I think, about 2 years ago now. And then I bought mine 2 years after he bought his. And in the same estate, in the same location, but the price difference is massive. So it goes to say how quickly the value of houses tend to grow in Ireland, how the prices continue to skyrocket every single other month when you're checking different estates. I would say that is one thing that is very peculiar about the Irish market, and for me, I would say it's driven by the supply and the demand for houses, for family houses, also for apartments and whatnot. And I think that is basically what drives the prices. The rate at which the houses are being built or supplied is not matching the demand, and the rate at which Ireland is growing, Dublin specifically is growing with more people coming into Ireland, it's really putting the pressure. That is when it comes to demand for housing. That's something else that adds to it.
Yeah, and you're very correct. The way that things like hike is so fast, you feel like the next best time to invest is always now. But when you talk about yes, the price is going up, or you wanting to just make a decision about it and eventually invest, how easy is it to make the decision? How should I be thinking about the buying process if I'm eventually ready to take the leap?
I mean, you've already said what you think I would say, but I think first of all, it's more of an individual decision where, okay, you have to decide for yourself or for your family, if you're not just alone, what is it for you? Like, what exactly do you want to do? And where do you want to do it, and when? Like, it's more of an individual decision, because you meet a lot of people along the way that you think, okay, maybe they want to continue paying rent, maybe they want to leave the country. Different people have different reasons why they want to do what they want to do, so you have to come up with your own reason, and that, I think, makes every other thing easy, in the sense that, okay, where we were living, paying rent, and I'm like, I can't just continue paying this, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense that, okay, we move to a place where whatever we're paying is contributing pretty much like equity in our own home. That makes every other thing easy, because the reason for which we're doing it is greater than every other obstacle that will come as a result of the process. Also, maybe a little bit of context. I worked in a mortgage bank back in Nigeria. I already understood the process. Here, they make it sound complicated, but everything is easy. I'll break it down. This illustration.
Easy is relative. Easy is relative. I'll say easy is relative.
Easy is
By
relative.
the time we start breaking it down,
Yeah.
easy is relative.
It's
so
true.
if you speak of a family of 4, a dad, a mom, who both the joint income of the family is about, let's say, 65,000, and they have 2 kids. By the time you look at their pay slip on a monthly basis, as you both know, nobody has kids here, but kids are very expensive. By the time you look at their pay slip, there's nothing showing that they can actually get a very good mortgage. But because of the kind of job we have and the kind of family setup we have, obviously you're married, I'm not. But it's easier for me to, as a single person, just make up my mind and say, I have all of this free cash. I don't spend a lot. I don't travel so much, and I don't have anything else that I'm seeing in Ireland apart from maybe shares and stuff that I don't want to dabble fully into. Okay, let me just put my money here. So it's quite easy in that context. But I feel like there are other family contexts or compositions that might be different.
I think that makes sense. That easy is relative, but also that comes to like the individual decision and the process where, okay, based on the individual circumstance, then you can decide how long is this going to take me. Is it going to take, maybe instead of something that took someone else 1 year, is it going to take me 2 years or 3 years? And then instead of, okay, this particular location, does it have to be a different location just to be able to hit that goal? Again, depending on the actual or initial reason, then all of those factors come into play.
For me, how I came to that decision, first of all, I just want to say a big thank you to the people I had around me. Coming into Ireland, I already had like 3 or 4 friends that had houses, and then I have this family friend. His name is Joe Mojume, but I call him Uncle Joe. They'd been in Ireland for about, I think, 5 or 6 years before I came.
Shout out to Uncle Joe.
Shout out to Uncle Joe. The first time I had gone to visit Uncle Joe, it was just on top of me. Literally, like, you need to start thinking about your house. You need to start planning. Okay, when you get home now, you need to call me back and tell me that you've opened your mortgage savings account and you're putting the same amount in that account every single month. And I'm like, is it this serious? And he calls me, he would follow up. And then also with my circle of friends, I'm hearing Sheon, Theory, they're talking about the house. Oh, when will the developers give you your keys? When are you getting your keys? Everybody, when are you getting your keys? I'm like, okay. Also, in this same light, I'd met another friend then. I was like, oh, when you come to Ireland, you need to save for maybe 3 to 4 years to get your first house. You need to save for a long time, 3 to 4 years minimum. So it was like, I have all of these people that were telling me that you could do it in the first 2 years. And I had this other one that was saying, oh, you need to wait 3 to 4 years. So I leaned more on the positive side, obviously, because, I mean, that was just the voice that was loudest to me. And that was how I came to this show, honestly. And then I had money.
Okay, I had
So
money.
Ola money.
Yeah, that's why they call me Ola. But that's it. It was easier to make that decision from the lens of what the reinforcement from all of my friends, my community, and the fact that I did have the cash flow to make it work. I feel like the cash flow is very important.
It's very important. Like, +1 to both perspectives. I think for me it was AFO. Like, in addition to the friends that I have, like, it was the day after I got into Ireland. AFO was like, in 1 year you should be buying a house. I'm like, okay. Like, can we just chill and try to even get through getting settled in Ireland, understanding the terrain? But he planted that seed in me that it's possible. And even if the house didn't come 1 year after, it was already in the works. Like, the seed was already there from the get-go, that like you would eventually buy one and it wouldn't take long. Like, you can do it. And for someone to have been telling me the day after I got it that you need to buy in 1 year, it meant like it was very possible. So I think the key thing to note here is like the community you surround yourself with and the people you talk to and the mindset that you have goes a long way in even this decision.
Now that you're talking about community, I remember talking to someone just about when we were about to start as well. Also giving a shout out. His name is Toby. We were thinking about it, and then we spoke to Toby around that time, and he was already in the process. And talking to him just like confirmed everything we were thinking, and just made everything seem so straightforward. And that was what we worked with.
Makes sense. And just while you were responding, you mentioned something about like the bank and mortgage, and like Ola, you also said like yeah, you had your money, so it was easy to do it. So what do you really, and I wrote the question here actually, like what do you actually need to have saved or sorted before you even decide to start speaking to the bank?
£2 million.
Hey.
What I'll suggest is to first get a mortgage advisor. And shout out to Emma, she works with AIB. She was my mortgage advisor. She was mortgage advisor for a couple of my friends. And I think having that conversation with her, first of all, really helped. Although I'd already started saving at this point, I felt like I was ready. I'd done my own assignment and my own reading. But if you don't know absolutely anywhere to start from, it would be nice to talk to a mortgage advisor, because she said specifically, she advised specifically what the bank wanted to see, what they will ask for, and what they're expecting to see when it comes to like your profile, your job history, your pay slips, your spending history, your saving history, and all of that. That really helps. Your criminal history.
Your own criminal history.
But I don't know if that's really came into play, because I'm not a criminal, so I cannot think. But I think one of the things the bank want to see is that behavior of saving. That consistent saving
seem
behavior,
to be nodding. Do you have a
payment or payment or something that you could show either by your savings or your rent? And we did like a double-edged sword, which we were both showing attitude of paying our rent consistently and then saving about the same amount in a different account every single month. I think that one was one that was very important for us to be ready. And then I think the other one was, it's important for you to have a job. I'm sorry, I don't think you can get a mortgage without a job.
Yeah, 100. Well,
a job
maybe,
or a business.
Yeah, like a source of income.
A source of income.
A source of consistent income.
Yeah.
What the bank wants, think of it this way: they are about to give you, let's say, 500k to buy that house that you've been looking for, and they are like, okay, yeah, here is 500k, but I need to be sure that I will get my 500k plus interest back. And then what does the bank need to do to see that is you have a stable source of income, like you just said. You have history in terms of consistently saving. So that's why for like a lot of banks here, for example, by the time they spot maybe a pattern of gambling or similar stuff, it becomes like a red flag. So it's a case of, okay, somebody's giving you money and the person wants to guarantee that, okay, that money is coming back with interest. What are the things they will look for? Those are the things that the bank is asking for. So history, but also like a little bit of the future plus the present, which is okay. History of saving, you have a job right now, but also that job would continue for a while, and you plan to pay.
I think one thing that we missed in how we want to finance the house is if we take it several steps back. When you want to think about buying a house, you want to think about what your own personal budget is. Do I want to buy a house of 700,000, of 1 million, or 400,000, or 500,000, depending on the kind of cash I have?
2 million.
Or 2 million.
Like Ola
So when you think about that as a family or as a single person, whatever, and that also the composition of the house, do I want a flat, an apartment, a 2-bed, a 3-bed, a 4-bed, a 5-bed, depending on your family. Then you want to think about how do I want to fund this house. If you're shmoneyed up like me, you might want to pay fully cash. But if not, you also want to think, do I want to use mortgage? Do I want to use first home
I was
scheme?
going to even get there. Yeah.
So thinking about how do I want to pay for it is what then leads you to, do I need a mortgage or do I not?
Yeah.
But I think that
You need a
99% of people would need a mortgage.
If you don't
need a
mortgage,
You don't need a mortgage.
invest in
you should not be on this podcast.
You should be on this podcast. You should be listening to this. We should be listening to
we should be
you.
listening to you, you know. Very interesting, actually. And you know, I've spoken to both of them differently, and with a few people at work, when I eventually mentioned that, oh, I was able to buy a house in Ireland and all of that, and then they're like, oh, but how is it possible? Like, you need about 500 or 400 and something. How were you able to present that amount, you know, within the short time that you have been here? And that comes to what I was about to talk about, which is the resources that are in place to be able to do this. Nobody is telling you that, yes, the bank will typically ask for 10%, but nobody is asking that the 10% should outrightly come from your pocket. There are things that you can avail to be able to make this happen, right?
The bank will not ask for 10%, it's the developers.
The developers, sorry.
Yeah. Or the owner
Yeah,
of the
because
house.
you need to pay the bank.
Yeah, I think the requirement is that you pay 10% from pockets.
But does this change for, like, if it's the first house or the second house? Like, is it because someone had said something? I can't remember where I heard this. Yeah,
from 10% after the first one, as far as I can remember, and then I think by the time it's not a first time purchase, it's not 10%.
Yeah. So I mean, many people have asked, how is it possible to really start this journey? Like, do I have to bring the entire money, you know, that I need to get the house? Do I need to pay the entire thing or just the 10%? Am I bringing the entire 10% by my own? Because, like, if 10%, for example, of 500k is 50k, what if I don't have 50k? So, but there are resources in Ireland that makes this journey a little bit easier as well. There are two resources that I and Ola and Shehu, I believe, availed, and I think both of them can just share. So Shehu, do you want to start?
Yeah, at least the one I used and can talk about is the Help to Buy scheme. So that's a government scheme where you get up to 30,000 back, at least for this, based on this year's budget. That might change anytime.
Yeah.
I remember when I just came in and started looking into properties, I think it was 20k at the time. But now it's 30k, so you get 30k back that contributes into your deposits as a result of tax that you paid in Ireland over the last 4 years, I believe. Something you can easily check if you go on the revenue website and you do Help to Buy and then you do an inquiry, you would see an amount you're entitled to. So even if you've just been in Ireland for like a year, each time you do like your returns, you can inquire and see how much you're eligible to claim on that one. But that's a very handy one that a lot of people would use, even for a lot of developments that you'd see around. You see developers putting it on the billboard where, okay, eligible for Help to Buy. That's because, okay, that's something that is available. Now there are mixed reviews from the public and about the scheme, but at least it's available right now, and it has made it possible for like quite a number of people, myself, my friends, people at work, and all of that. So definitely want to like tap into it.
So the Help to Buy scheme, and the other one is the First Home scheme.
Yeah. So the one that I also use is the First Home scheme. As the name says, first home, it literally has to be your first home ever, both in Ireland or anywhere in the world. And the application for that, you need to go to the First Home scheme website, just as the name goes. Just type that in to Google or whatever browser that you use, and then it comes up. You just need to put in your application, almost similar to when you're applying for a mortgage. But this process you only can start after you've gotten your loan offer, because for the First Home scheme, you would only get the difference between the value of the house, what you're paying in cash, and the mortgage that the bank is giving you. So whatever it is that is short from all of that. So for example, if the house is 300,000, you have 210,000 from the bank, and you have 30,000 from your pocket. That is a total of 240. So you're short of 60,000. Then you can apply for this 60,000. You can apply to check your eligibility with First Home scheme. They'll send you a letter on how much you're eligible for based on the all of the information you've provided, including your loan offer, because they're not going to offer you anything way above like what is short from your loan offer. And then from the amount you're eligible for, you can then choose to take the amount that you're short of. So I think when I applied, I'd gotten something like 90,000, but I didn't need the whole thing. So I just applied for the amount. It was a tiny bit of what I needed. But the caveat with this particular resource is the fact that it is the Irish government having a percentage of your house, that is the own equity in your house. So if you're about to sell off the house, and the rule is you cannot sell off the house in the first 5 years. So if you're about to sell off the house in the next, say on year 6, year 7, you have to pay back the percentage of whatever, the percentage of their ownership in the value of the house. So if they're giving you a certain amount and that amount is 5% of the house, if you're selling the house for higher or lower of the value that you bought it for, you need to give back 5% of that house. And if you want to pay it back even before payment, there's also a process to paying it back. Your solicitor can walk you through that. And you can also see that the payment structure either in the letter that you get or on the website.
Amazing. So just while Ola was explaining, she mentioned that like the loan offer, the approval in principle, as we would call it. Now you have your AIP. Actually, this is to Seun because he's very sneaky when it comes to searching for things and finding deals, right? So now you have your AIP. What next? How do you find the house?
So the AIP will be the approval in principle, and that's like a pre-mortgage offer that the bank says, okay, yes, based on our quick assessment, you are eligible to borrow this amount of money, and then you can use that while viewing houses, whether first or second, but that will be like the preliminary offer letter just before all of the full process will start. What you need for your AIP, the bank would usually ask you, but it's the things we've talked about in terms of financial history, the evidence of employment or source of income, whether employment or business, and then a few things just to show that, okay, you've been consistent, and then they are just trying to like guarantee themselves. Now you have AIP. What next? Sorry, one last thing. To get your AIP, I would usually recommend this just because of my own experience with one of the banks. It's the same documents that all of the banks would require. So when you're applying to bank A, I would say go to bank B and C and D, all of the banks that are available. Submit the same documents, get the AIP from all of them, and initiate the process with all of them. The interest rate from all of them would vary. The offer, maybe cashback, whatever offering that they have at the moment would vary. And then you also have the choice to make by the time you're going and say, okay, yeah, this is the best one for me, because as a customer, as somebody going into a deal that could be from, let's say, 10 years to 35 years, I won't just stick to that 35 years because you might decide to pay off faster. It's also good to look out for yourself as much as, okay, you're trying to comply with the bank, which you should. You also want to look out for yourself to ensure you are getting the best deal in terms of interest, cashback, or anything you're looking for. Now you have your AIP, what next? You go online, you go on the internet. Thankfully, today there are so many tools that you can use. When some of us were searching, AI didn't exist. How far we've come. Imagine.
How far?
Yeah, feels like 5 years ago.
Right?
Yeah, but like,
why are you all feeling old?
Not old. It's just we're just talking in terms of technological advancements. Like imagine you're searching for homes today. You can use agentic AI. We're trying to put in keywords in this podcast so that we can let you know that, okay, we know all of these things. Agentic AI and all of those things. Anyways, you go online and then we know the usual websites. So if you're in Ireland, for example, it's usually Daft or myhome.ie. One thing I will do is now use that to like reverse engineer my search. So I check a certain area, I see this developer building there. In most cases, the developer will have another development in another location. So I register my email, phone number with that developer to see all of the developments they have coming on. The same thing I will do for most of the other developers within the areas I'm looking at. So one thing for some of us as well is we're not really restricted to certain areas, right? It was just okay, good neighborhood, at least for now, for the present situation that we are in, and a few other factors, like not a long list of factors. So that made the decision making flexible as well. But that was part of what we used to now look at, okay, which area and then which development, and then registering with the developers across all of the development so that we're getting the email. Part of why we're doing that is it's a very competitive market out there as well. So the way you're registering, there are like 1,000 other people registering, and appointment viewings are pretty much first come, first view in this case, right? So that's the next thing after you have your AIP, it's viewing. And how do you get the viewing? Register on as many developments as possible. If you have any of the local estate agents close to you, you can visit them as well, talk to them, let them know about your interest, so at least they have it top of mind for any development coming in or any viewing coming in, or even cancellations that might be happening for any other ones that maybe were previously sold. So that will be the next step after
Cancellation is very important because I got my house for cancellation.
Yeah,
I got mine too as well for cancellation.
I don't need to add any other thing. I didn't get cancellation, but at least I know apart from this, my two amazing friends, a few other people that got their house through cancellation. You know, so.
Great. So you have the house, you have the approval in principle. What is the next step I would take?
Okay, so I think after I got the approval in principle, found the house, paid, I think to reserve that house, we paid some small amount, maybe like 5,000, 7,000, depending on the real estate agent or whatever, and then you give them your AIP as well. After that, the real estate agents will actually send you an email. At least they sent you an email with the next steps. And the next steps were send me the name of your solicitor and contact so I could reach out to them, provide the 10% of the deposit, and then thirdly, they also asked for the loan offer. So the loan offer was the next thing. So from that step, I had to go back to the bank to say I have found a house that I want. This is the value of the house. Might we move ahead to the mortgage, the loan offer itself? Then the bank would then ask you also for a solicitor. It's like everybody asking for something. So you need to shop around for a solicitor. I think there are a lot of great solicitors in both Dublin and outside of Dublin. I used the solicitor in Drogheda, but you can shop around.
Penny wise, pound foolish.
No, I think it was a good rate. She's speaking for herself. For me, it was a good rate. Okay. My solicitor worked for me. That's all I was saying. But you want to shop around.
It worked at what cost?
Yeah, I was just driving to Drogheda once in a while. It wasn't bad. But and it was a nice guy because I had a lot of requests of my solicitor, and he was patient enough to accommodate all of those things. So you want to go to different solicitors. You want to ask your friends as well, who do they use and things like that. To be honest, I think there are a lot of great solicitors in Dublin and outside of Dublin, and their rates might be similar. Just you check for yourself, shop, and then get a solicitor. Put that on your mortgage platform. For me, you put the name on it's one of the requirements for you to actually get your loan offer. Satisfy every other requirement to get your loan offer. Whatever document they need, provide everything so you get your loan offer. And then the last bit of it is that providing the 10%. For me, my real estate agent asked for the 10% in 21 days after securing the house. Sorry for that laugh because it didn't happen in 21 days. It took like 3 or 4 months, but it also depends on your agreement and your communication with the real estate agent, with your solicitor. Make sure that your solicitor is aware of any different circumstance that you might have. And then if you're going to be using the first home scheme, the help to buy, you want to go and round that up, getting your access code, providing all that, just to show that you are going to pay the 10%. And if you're rich enough to pay over 10%, you're welcome to do that as well.
I would usually recommend, beyond your 10% deposits, having another 2 to 5% of the property costs set aside. That's because 1% of the property value goes to stamp duty. On the estimate, I think I've done the maths quite a number of times. Another 1% adds up to what you pay your solicitor plus what the solicitor also pays to the government in terms of the registration and all of those things. So that's already 2% gone. Now, by the time you get the keys, that's when some actual financial work starts that hits your bank statements like never before, depending on how you used to spend before. You would need to do flooring and a few other things. So that's why, an extra again 3%. So that's why I would say 2 to 5%. So that means you don't stop saving just because you have your AIP. Once you have your AIP, you still continue so that at least you have some cash to start and settle in the house. Definitely don't put yourself under pressure, but at least some of the basics that you need to get started would be needed, and you can easily get that from again 2 to 5% of property cost.
Just to bring it back to the beginning of the conversation on your why, talking about like all of the things that we need to do and the costs and everything, it's definitely an investment. It's a huge investment that you want to go into fully prepared. So no pressure on one hand, but like really understand all of the things that you're getting into before you start the journey. And this is why your why is important. If you're just doing it because, yeah, my friends are doing it, your friends are not going to pay your mortgage for you. Maybe they will. And maybe if you have nice friends, then maybe I should
like
introduce
some friends to. I have,
They would okay.
Who has paid your mortgage?
Everybody bears their family name. So get your why right. Understand this. Then look into the financials. What kind of house do I want to buy? A new build, an old house. Okay, how do I then, get this involved with, like, what is the bank offering me? What do I get when I check my help to buy? Once you figure out all this and then you get the house, all of it, you can ask questions as well. Feel free to ask. Many people have done this. You wouldn't be the first, so feel free to ask, and you wouldn't be the last. Exactly. So yeah, I think it would be a good point to give you guys an assignment, right? So they don't know that I'll be asking this, but I want you to give anyone listening to this an assignment that they should do this week or this day on this journey of securing a house in Ireland.
Yeah, maybe you go on.
For me, it is to sit down and define your why. Why do I want to buy this house? Why do I need this house? Please do not buy a house because everybody says so. Please do not buy a house because your friends are doing it, or because you just feel like you have the money. You need to build to the mindset that I actually want to buy a house and I'm ready for the responsibility that comes with buying a house. And trust me, the responsibility is not just about buying the house, maintaining the house.
You will cut grass.
Maintaining your garden, your back garden, your front garden, maintaining everything that comes with the house. Just bring yourself to a place where, why am I buying this house? In the short term, in the long term, define it for yourself.
Go and calculate, just do some maths. Compare the money you're spending right now with, what it is that you would be spending if you were paying a mortgage. And how does that maybe measure up? Compare it with, maybe your current income and maybe your next income if you were to get promoted. Because a lot of times we also just calculate based on current circumstance. Yes, you can't be planning based on you becoming the CEO of your company, right? But the house you are also buying, you are not buying because, it is just for today. It's a long-term investment. So there's a lot of long-term thinking outside of the house buying that you also have to bring in, which includes for your income or your individual circumstance of maybe, family or not, and all of those other variables. So the assignment is sit down, do some calculations and see, does this make sense? And maybe that would help with the why as well, but it makes the decision making a little bit easier in terms of, sitting down and being able to see the numbers and know that, this actually makes sense, or no, it doesn't make sense. Everybody is just running around and you don't know why they are doing what they are doing.
Amazing. And after you've written your why and then you've looked at the financial commitment, there's also a website, the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission website, for short CCPC. They have an independent mortgage calculator. It's an easy, no-brainer step to do, no commitment. Put the numbers in, so that gives you an idea of, if I'm going for this kind of house and I have this, how much will I be paying back monthly? And then you can decide if it's even an easy step, it's a step that is worth it, or if maybe you should not be looking at that commitment for now. Thank you so much. It was really nice recording this and sharing from our own perspective. And we'll be looking forward to your questions if you have any. And we're very happy to answer them as well. And yeah, maybe something pops up and we decide to do a different one or take you on a different journey as well on our own experience in Ireland. We'll be sure to record that. Until the next time, thank you so much for joining and see you next time.
Bye.